ceremony praying for the coming of the Great White Handkerchief, and Zaphod meets with his rival Huma to ask him for the coordinates to Magrathea. Huma is still angry that Zaphod won the election, but accepts to give him the coordinates if Zaphod brings back from Magrathea a legendary gun. Zaphod accepts, and to make sure he comes back, Huma takes one of his heads. The group leaves with the coordinates, but when they come out they discover the Vogons surrounding the building. The Vogons immediately open fire and the group runs to hide behind a column, so Trisha comes up with a plan to escape. She holds up an aerosol can against Zaphod's head and pretends she'll kill him in order for the Vogons to let her pass. Unfortunately, the Vogons manage to grab her and arrest her on the spot before opening fire on the guys again. Ford and Arthur pick up Zaphod and drag him back to the ship to escape. Zaphod tries to make the ship go to Magrathea, but Arthur stops him and asks to be taken to Vogsphere, the homeworld of the Vogons, to save Trisha. The ship's AI informs them the guidance system has been deactivated, which the mice did in secret. They have no choice but to use a regular escape cop and fly the traditional way. Moments later, the group arrives at Vogsphere. Since Zaphod isn't thinking clearly with only one head, Ford puts a cap on his head on which he must squeeze lemons every few hours to give Zaphod's mind a kick. Then the men begin making their way to Vogon prison, only to encounter swatters on the ground that hit them every time they take a step. No matter what they try, they can't stop them, thus the trio runs through the swatters to reach the building in absolute pain. In the meantime, Trisha is interrogated by the Vogons and she finally learns that Earth was destroyed. When she wonders how that could have happened, she discovers Zaphod signed the paperwork without even reading it because he thought he was signing an autograph. As punishment for kidnapping the president, it's decided that Trisha will be fed to the ravenous bugbladder beast of Trawl. At the front desk, the Vogons put the trio through lots of bureaucratic drivel and constantly ask for more paperwork. When they're finally done, the Vogon realizes they're trying to bail out Trisha and explains she's not eligible because kidnapping the president is too serious. Arthur and Ford make Zaphod tell them it was all a misunderstanding, and now they have to fill the paperwork all over again using presidential forms. After lots of signing and box ticking, their request is finally accepted and they save Trisha right before she's fed to the beast.